Hello everyone, my name is Brooke Waters and I'm here to talk about my new debut album, Too Much Noise. Let's get into it. So let's talk about the first song, How It Goes. I wrote that in a really dark place. I was coming out of a 6-month mentally and physically toxic, abusive relationship, and I just needed to get all of my thoughts out, honestly. I come in and I just am really blatant about my feelings and really transparent. The first thing is, yeah, I was abused. Like, this shit happened to me. I'm not gonna forget it. And a lot of people say coming out of a bad relationship, it broke them, but I wasn't broken. I feel like the lens I had on the world and on people was cracked. I was in this very angry and hurt state of mind. I didn't trust people. I didn't want to be around people. I didn't trust the world or the people in the world. I just saw a lot of darkness and I was searching for the light. I was asking God, like, how do I keep going? Why is all of this happening? And, at the time, I felt like I wasn't given an answer. So the best thing I could say is, oh, that's just how it goes sometimes. And that's why it's called How It Goes. But that song was a very personal song, very much just transparent on how I was thinking during that time with my frustration, my anger, my bitterness, my sadness with the system and men and just people in general and how people don't really care. And speaking about Ain't Nobody Care, that's the second track on the album. This was also written during that time. I want to say I wrote that song after I wrote How It Goes. And that was also just a song where I needed to get all of my feelings out. I used a voicemail from my dad that he left me the day after the big blow up breakup happened. And I'm not going to get into it because it's not a pretty scene at all, but he left me that voicemail and it just meant a lot to me that day. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna get through this and it's gonna be okay. It's not my fault. It's not like I didn't force anyone to do anything to me. I can't control people's reactions. So that voicemail really got me through a lot and I needed it during that time. But Ain't Nobody Care, that one is probably the most intimate track on the whole project. I remember crying as I was writing through that song and just feeling every single emotion I needed to feel so I can process it and learn how to carry it or let it go, because at the end of the song I'm singing how I just want to let everything go and I want to start anew and I don't want to carry all of this baggage with me because it just doesn't feel like it's worth it. I remember during that time period, I was always so tired. I was leaning on a lot of vices, whether it was smoking, whether it was drinking, and just really just kind of lost in my thoughts and my feelings. So that song really helped me get through all of that. It was really therapeutic for me to just write everything and sing everything and let my voice hold that power, because your voice is power. Your words and what you speak and what you sing, that is power. So it was like, even though I feel like this and even though I'm in this low place and I feel like I'm never going to get out of it, I know that it's going to get better. I know that if I just keep going, time is going to heal all of the wounds and none of this is going to affect me anymore. And that's where I'm at today. None of the stuff that happened 2 years ago or now 3 years ago, it has no effect on me. I have a whole new mindset. I have new goals, new aspirations. Like, I'm on some different shit and I'm never gonna look back. Talking about being in my own lane and in my own shit, we get to the third track on the road. Oh my god, English today. With my amazing producer, rapper, boyfriend, Suelo. Okay, I was really happy that he agreed to jump on this song and do this with me. And he was a big part of this time period too. I want to say I wrote this in early 2021 And me and him would always go out on dashes all the time, just trying to make extra money to pay bills. So this was kind of my little theme song for that era of time. It starts off back again on the road, dashing, chasing money, go. And then I kind of go on like into what I'm thinking as I'm going out and just trying to keep myself afloat in this world. During this time, I was like, okay, all of this stuff happened, but I'm not gonna let it define me. I need to find who I am and who I want to be and get back on that track. So that was the road I was on, and that's why I called it On the Road. This song was supposed to be Back Again on the Road, but I think I just shortened the name to On the Road. I really love that song, and it was a really transformational period in my life. Like, I was always transitioning. I feel like right now is still a very transitional period. There's just so much going on and so much that could possibly happen, and you know, it just never stops. So I feel like I'm always on the road doing something, whether it's music, whether it's school, whether it's performing, being in operas, being in, you know, choir shows. I'm just always doing something. Next we go into one of my personal favorite ones, How High. Now, I released this song in 2021, but that was a very rough version. Now, before I had my little studio set up, I had BandLab on my phone, and I used that as my little studio. So one night I was in the car, I was smoking, whatever, chilling, and I hear this beat, and I'm like, okay, yeah. And I just start writing, and it was the best time that I ever had in the studio. Like, I was having a blast, and this was in my car, mind you. I was just having so much fun. It was the first song that I, you know, recorded myself and mixed lightly myself until I got my studio set up. This is one of my favorite songs because this song has actually grown with me. Like, all of these songs have been through a transitional period with me, but this was the first song I ever released by myself. I made it myself, like, I mixed it myself, and now once I got my studio set up, which shout out to Meg Thee Stallion, because I entered this contest and I won $10,000, and she hosted it. So she's the reason why I got this whole studio set up, and I love her. Anyway, but once I got my studio set up, I re-recorded the song, and my boyfriend produced and mixed all the vocals, and that's how we have the How High today. I added a couple more parts to the new version just to, you know, spice it up, make it a little different from the original, but this is just my little feel good, yeah, I'm high, I'm chilling type of vibe. It's very much inspired by Erykah Badu. During this time, I was listening heavy to that woman. I love her music, I love her message, so it was very much on that Erykah Badu, Jill Scott type of energy, okay? And throughout the song, I'm kind of giving myself affirmations of like, yeah, no, like, how high is too high? How high is too high when the fire is burning deep inside my soul, when I know that I've changed and I've grown so much into the woman that I am aspiring to be. Like, how high can I go? It was a really fun song to me. That's all I have to say about that. And Naps fucking killed that shit, bro. And I was really, really happy he decided to jump on the motherfucking track, okay? Because the song would not be the same without his input and his energy. And it's just, I feel like this song is golden. Like, I love it. It's always gonna be it's my go-to. Whenever I'm feeling down, I go listen to How High, because yes, how high is too high for real, because the sky is not the limit, okay? Period. We're going all the way to the top. And that's the energy for that song. Next we have Too Much Noise, the song, not the album, but Too Much Noise. I asked my friend Exetta to hop on the beat, and she just gave me what I needed. This song was, I can't remember when I wrote the song. It might have been in like May, March. It was sometime in the spring. But I wrote this song, and I mean, it kind of speaks for itself if you listen to the lyrics of where I was at. It was another song where I just needed to let everything out, and I really focused on just the vices I was using because I knew I didn't want to lean on them forever. I knew that if I could smoke all my problems away, I would. Like, yeah, sure, but that doesn't change anything in the reality. The importance of this song is that it is really normal for people to lean on different vices. It doesn't matter what it is. For some people, it's weed. For some people, it's alcohol. For some people, it's religion or reading or eating or working out. It doesn't matter. And not all vices are bad, mind you. But the smoking, yeah, it was getting real bad because I was just doing it all the time, and it was hindering my process to just grow and kind of feel everything I needed to feel so I could heal. During that time, I was really trying to rush the healing process, and that's not something that can be rushed. It happens all in time. I remember in like the past couple years, I'd have really bad flashbacks, I'd have nightmares, and I would try to hide from everything that I was feeling and thinking with a blunt, but it didn't matter because at the end of the day, everything that I was scared of, everything that I was running away from, it came back, whether it was in my sleep or within a flashback, a daydream, a trigger of someone doing something, and it just sets me off. Like, I needed to deal with that, not being high. Weed is a wonderful tool, but it can be abused like any vice. So it was really nice to have that song and write that song to get me through everything I was thinking. A lot of these songs on this project, if not all of them, have helped me process and just heal throughout my journey. So the next song we have, talking about healing, is Loud. This was a very fun and therapeutic song to record because when I tell you I was pissed, I was fucking pissed, bro. I remember exactly when I wrote this song. I got a call from my apartment complex, right? The one I was living at the time. And they were telling me a man called on the phone pretending to be a sibling trying to find my location and see where my apartment was at. They said that it was a Houston number. The man that abused me was from Houston. He didn't leave a name. He just claimed to be someone that was related to me. When they asked the guy for my mother's maiden name, he didn't know. So, yeah, I was pretty pissed. I was a little scared, but I was pretty pissed. Because I was like, why won't you just leave me alone? And mind you, during this time, he had gone through all of my, Google accounts, deleted all my YouTube videos, was ordering Uber Eats and all this shit from my bank account and card. I had to close down that bank and cancel that card. He was just doing all this bullshit. And then on top of that, he was making threats on the internet and just talking all this shit. It was just insane. Instead of retaliating and just being on that level of being petty and wanting to be vengeful, I wrote a song, okay? And I called it Loud because all of the things going around, all the thoughts, all the opinions, all of everything was just loud in my head. And I literally wanted to scream. So I called the song Loud. And I just snapped off, okay? I was done. I was literally done. I was like, I don't give a fuck anymore. I'm trying to heal and go on my own path. I don't care about you. Leave it alone. Please. But anyway, so Loud is just a collection of all of those series of events and feelings, and I put it all in that song. And it ended up being a pretty fucking good bop. That's also one of my favorites on the project. It was a lot of fun to record too. I remember, I don't think I cried during the song. I was just laughing a lot because I was like, this shit is getting fucking nuts. So, I was like, shit, instead of being bitter and angry and frustrated, let me just go ahead and make a bop that will pay off one day. So I went in the stew, and that's how we have Loud. So the next song on the album, we have Rule the World, which this one, very much grew on me. I absolutely love it. This is my favorite collab with Suelo. And it was literally a process in making. Like, the beat that you hear on Spotify right now was not the original beat at all. We had a skeleton beat. It was really basic, but I fell in love with the basic skeleton beat. I was like, oh my god, this shit is crazy. This shit is hard. So let me just hop on. When I first listened to the revisions of this song, I was not fucking with it at all. I was like, I don't belong on this beat. What am I doing on like a drill beat? Like, that, this is my first kind of drill beat that I hopped on and had a verse, but he built the beat around our voices, which was really, really, really cool. It took me about a month for me to kind of get into it, but once we made our final revisions and I heard the final product, I was like, okay, yeah, this could work. And it's now one of my favorite songs on the project. So rule the world, and shit, the lyrics, this speaks for itself too. Ain't stop until I'm ruling the world, and that's on period. Okay, that one is a Suelo original right there. He produced, he did the whole 9. Okay, it's wonderful. But that song was a lot of fun writing and recording with Suelo, and it was just a good time. So, and the last song we have, Ain't Worried About a Thing. This one is also one of my favorites. I love the beat. That's what really attracted me to it. Just creating the melody and writing the words, it was really, really just a fun process. This is definitely a love song to Suelo. It's my boyfriend. Yeah, I just love him. He's been there for me through this whole project process and hasn't left. So it was just really nice to write a song where I really felt everything I was saying. I mean, it's like that with all the songs in this project, but this was a really nice, positive kind of love song. Like, yeah, I'm not worried about a thing if you're right here with me. Like, we can face anything together. As long as you're here and you have my back and I have yours, we're gonna make something happen. And I believe that wholeheartedly. I guess that's the term. It's a beautiful song, and I feel like this song is really the start of our music relationship, that and Rule the World, and all the other songs that we have that are out, that aren't out yet. It's coming. That is my project, Too Much Noise, and it was quite a journey making it. I literally grew with the project, and this project, oh my god, the planning was crazy. Like, I had so many drop dates. There were supposed to be more songs on this project too, but I cut it down to 8 because I felt like these 8 were ready to be released and just shared with the world, you know? So that is my first project, and I hope that you guys enjoy it, that you listen to the words and you feel what I'm saying. I started off writing this project in hopes of not just getting through my healing journey, but hopefully helping someone with theirs, and being that person to be like, hey, I was right there where you were at, and I was thinking the same exact thoughts. But if you keep going, if you keep striving for the best version of yourself and that peace and just happiness, it will come. And happiness is a very fleeting emotion, but it's not impossible to attain. It's hard to keep because it does come and go. Like, there are low days and low points in my life still, but it's like I know what to do to cope. I know how to dig myself out of the hole, whatever hole that I, find myself in. Like, my past and who I was in a certain period of time is not who I am now. And, to just keep striving to grow and just become the best version of yourself, because that's the best thing you can do and put out in the world, is to be the best version of yourself. No one else can replace you. No one has your experiences or your voice or your feelings, and all of that is valid. So yeah, that is my project, Too Much Noise, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching this little recap video of the process of making this. It was an absolute privilege to just make and go through the process, all the ugly parts and the good parts. Like, it's just life at the end of the day. So I have a lot more tunes for you guys, a lot of stuff in the vault, and I'm so excited to drop all of that for y'all to enjoy and process and heal and just, you know, live your best life. So yeah, that's Too Much Noise. It's out on all streaming platforms, and you'll be seeing a lot more of me very, very soon. Thank you. Bye.